Katie Arquette out of the
Yes.
West Coast. How's it going?
Good. You?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time doing this interview. Truly appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So, what got you started into becoming a wrestler?
Well, I've always been a big fan since I was little. I kind of got out of it going into high school, but when I went back to college, I figured I was like, you know what? This is the dream. I'm going to go chase it. So I found IWC International Wrestling Cartel down in Pittsburgh, and I tried out, and I made it.
So, was there anyone in particular, whether it's on the indies or it's on the pro scene, that inspired you to become a wrestler?
Um, Nothing really inspired me as to much um, to just go out and be a professional wrestler, but someone that influenced me a lot was Kane. I don't know what it was. It was kind of like a love at first sight wrestler to fan idea, and I don't know. I love his character, his presence in the ring, his wrestling style, and I thought, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. I'm gonna go for it.
So, I like to scroll down, what's going on with wrestlers and everything. And so there's a picture of yourself and Mick Foley, and he had Socko in one of his hands. Um, please explain this particular picture, what he said, what led to the conversation that y'all two had.
Well, Mick Foley got in my business with team members, and he decided to come out and attack us all. So I decided to step in the ring and said, "You're not going to do that to a woman, would you?" And he said, "You know what? You're right. I would never lay a hair on your head, but he will." To another wrestler who was on his team, and then they attacked me. And then Mick Foley decided to ask if I was okay, and before I even had the chance to respond, he said, "It doesn't matter what you think, because I'm Mick Foley and I do what I want."
And I'm just going to read the status, and I quote, "You won't get away with this, Mick Foley." Um, so that was interesting. Uh, so as far as 2018, what do you have in store? Like upcoming matches, upcoming shows that people need to keep an eye on.
Most definitely in the next couple of weeks, I will be I, at LPW Entertainment, which is in Fremont, Ohio. And then the week after that, it will be again in Pittsburgh, PA at IWC. And throughout the summer and springtime, I will be at PWR and a couple other promotions that have really helped me strive in my career. And I hope I will be posting about them and advertising them, and I hope anyone who is able to comes and watch me kick butt in the ring.
Support Katie Arquette. Support indie wrestling. Support your
Yes.
local talent. Um, and that's a lot going on TV. I get all that, but every now and then you just got to get out the house and enjoy some local entertainment. There's plenty of local entertainment out there. It's just you getting off your butt, getting off the couch,
Yes.
and
Go to the gym.
yeah, what she said. She said that, people. So as far as you got shows coming up. In addition to that, so what are some goals that you want to accomplish in 2018?
Some goals include making my way around the country. I would really like to partake in the western side of wrestling. I hear there's some good opportunities out there, even some in Kentucky and West Virginia and Michigan. So I definitely want to expand my locations this year and be able to um, expand on my match limit than I did last year in my first year. So hopefully you'll be seeing Katie Arquette around throughout the U.S.
You know, you just made me very happy with your answer. You know, you just said that there was a certain word that you said that really touched my heart. Um, you,
Yeah.
you said Kentucky, and I'm glad you say Kentucky because that is exactly where I live. That's where I reside.
Nice.
So to all you Kentucky wrestling promotions out there, and I know one or two, you know, if you're looking for some woman to face, you know, the local's finest, I'm gonna need y'all to book Katie Arquette. She just said Kentucky is one of the states that she would like to wrestle at. So, um, I did my part. Now it's time to do your part. Book Katie Arquette. Make it happen. Um,
Woo!
so, you know, from a fan standpoint, you know, it feels like women wrestling in the past several years has continued to grow, has continued to evolve, if you will. Um, you know, from a fan standpoint, how do you feel about women wrestling as it is right now?
I am from a fan's perspective, I'm very pleased and happy to see where women's wrestling is at this point. I love the fact that it's no longer called the divas, you know, they had for the WWE, the women's, that butterfly belt. I like how it's becoming more of a man versus woman, just we have the women's division. We're looking more as professional wrestlers rather than just women in tight clothing rolling around on the carpet or around the ring just for other men fans' entertainment. So I'm very pleased to see how much we've grown and how much Stephanie McMahon has definitely strived to make the women's division a women's sport division.
You know, Stephanie has definitely become. I mean, how would I describe Stephanie involvement? She's become the voice. She's become that person that's leading the charge. You know, making big announcements after big announcements, and it was just a little over a month ago that she announced that there's going to be a all-women's Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And I guess my only curious part was, are there going to be 20 women? Are there going to be 30 women? And then Kurt Angle confirmed that, you know, what's better for the men is better for the women. There will be 30 women inside the match. Pretty much everyone except for Charlotte and Alexa because they are the champions. So they just get to chill and see a potential opponent they may end up facing at WrestleMania. Who would you like to see in this women's Royal Rumble match? A surprise, someone that we haven't seen in a while, maybe someone from the Indies making a splash. Who would you like to see in this women's Royal Rumble match?
Well, for someone we haven't seen a lot, maybe bring someone up from NXT. I know Nikki Cross would be a pretty big surprise, a pretty big fit in there. A local girl that I know indie-wise, Britt Baker. She's from Pittsburgh. She owns Brittsburg, and I think she would be a pretty cool addition to the first ever Women's Royal Rumble in the WWE.
I definitely like to see, some obvious names like Trish Stratus and Lita. I like to see them try to go at it with the younger girls. Michelle McCool, considering that she and Charlotte kind of been tweeting back and forth, teasing people a potential match, and I guess I like to see that as well. And it's gonna be a memorable night, and it's at Philadelphia. one of the rowdiest fan base, not just in wrestling, but in sports. Period. You
Oh, most definitely.
rowdy fan base. That's how I can best describe Philadelphia. I mean, Chicago, Philadelphia, that's a toss up, but Philly deserves to be in that conversation. Um, so for those that has never got a chance to see Katie Arquette, how would you best describe your character, and how would you best describe your wrestling style?
I, Katie Arquette, am here to win. Any ring that I'm in, it is considered my ring. I am from Hollywood, California, in relation to David Arquette, and I follow in his footsteps. I've been looked at as an actress who is a stunt double, the understudy, and I'm tired of that. So I decided to show my strengths and no weaknesses in the ring, and anyone who's willing to come in with me, show me up. Let's see what you got.
You know that last name Arquette very familiar to wrestling fans because there was a guy by the name of David Arquette, and he did win.
Yes, sir.
And he is a WCW World Heavyweight Champion once upon a time. So one thing about Arquette, they are no strangers to the wrestling ring, and they are no strangers to championships. So you are continuing the Arquette tradition, if you will, and you're making a name for yourself. And I definitely look forward to seeing more of you in the future. Again, Kentucky Promotions, boy, this woman. So and make it happen, you know. So, what would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to become a wrestler? At least how to get started into wrestling. What would your advice be?
It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of passion. And you're going to be working in environments you're not ones that, I mean, it's the indies. You're not going to find the best of the best. You're going to find what's doable, and you need to show your stuff and get all your stuff in and show how wonderful you are. And if you ever want to try and make this dream a reality, then you need to contact any promotion that is near you or even a couple of hours from you. Get a hold of them and go for your tryout and show that you are there to commit and put your time in. Pay your dues. Always pay your dues.
What do you consider the biggest challenge that you've ever faced, whether inside the ring or outside the ring, as it pertains to being an athlete?
I think the everyday challenge with being a professional athlete is definitely your emotional, mental, and physical state. You always want to, be working hard, going to the gym, watching your diet, and making yourself look like you are an athlete. And, it becomes a struggle with the traveling and the business with promotions that aren't too big, or even if they might be very popular. And then you have the mental state of, you're going to get through this. It's just another indie promotion, and one day you're just going to make it far.
And, wrestlers, just like any other athletes, pain, injuries, it comes with the territory. It happens, regardless of what happens. Have you ever suffered any severe injuries in your career thus far?
Nothing extremely severe. I did break my ankle whenever I was training still. It was at the end of my training that I broke my ankle, and it was pretty severe. It took a couple months for it to heal, which thankfully didn't push my debut too far back. But I mean, that physicality definitely put a damper on my mental and emotional state, because it sucks getting hurt, especially doing something that can be safe and not too physically harming. So but just know that it's just another everyday thing. You know, people break their ankles from walking every day, so it's definitely something that you'll get through. And any type of physical impairment, you know, when it comes to wrestling, just work it out, stretch it out, ice it, heat, and then get back in the ring and do what you know you can do.
Pretty much, and you know, it will test you emotionally, physically, and mentally. Everybody wants to get out. Well, maybe not everybody, but for those that really wants it, they really want to, you know, get out there and entertain the crowd. And every now and then, setbacks are bound to happen, and it's how you react to it, it's how you respond, and it's what you're willing to do in order to get back into performing. So I give kudos to all the wrestlers, including yourself, um, getting out there,
Thank
performing, and
you.
entertaining the crowd. Um, for people that wants to keep in touch with you, social media wise, keep track of your upcoming shows and things like that, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media feeds, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any other links that people need to know.
Yes, my Twitter, my Instagram, you can go at the Katie Arquette, and on Facebook, I have my Facebook page, so please go and like it. It is Katie Arquette. I advertise my matches every week, so definitely give me a like, give me a tweet, give me a share, and come root for me.
Absolutely. One more thing, WWE related. So in addition to the All Women's Royal Rumble, you got the Mixed Match Challenge that's about to debut next week. What is your thoughts on this Mixed Match Challenge? And who are some of the pairings that you like?
The mixed match challenge is definitely a scramble. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to watch, especially from a wrestler's perspective and a fan's perspective. So it's going to be a good time. I like some of the matches. I like how they kept a few of the couples together. One match that I'm rooting for is Finn Balor and Sasha Banks. I think they could do a lot of damage in the ring and, you know, really promote themselves pretty well. And everyone else, you know, good luck to them. And I think it's going to be a pretty good time.
So here are your matchups, at least for the first round. Finn Balor, Sasha Banks going up against Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalya. Miz and Asuka, that's quite interesting.
I know. I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, okay, that's new, but you know, I think they could both make it work.
So I guess we're pretty much going to declare them the winner because Asuka never loses. She's still undefeated. She's never been pinned. She's never been submitted. But I guess we'll see. But that's going to be interesting. Strowman and Bliss versus Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch. Goldust and Alicia Fox against Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Elias Bailey versus Rusev, Lana. We are actually going to get to see Rusev and Lana teaming up together and compete in a wrestling match together. That's never happened before. And the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair, just because of the matching robes.
Yeah.
and we already seen that Charlotte is very comfortable with Bobby's robe. Bobby towards Charlotte's robes, and not so much, and Bobby, he does need to work on the rules. He got to work on the rules.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, he's trying, but you know, maybe it was a legit excuse that the rope was kind of causing him not to do it properly, but just gotta work on the rules just a little bit, Bobby. That's all you gotta do.
Just a little bit. It's not too hard. Take a chop, and I'm sure it'll come out nice and smooth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's I guess that's my team that I'm looking forward to, and I guess I'm rooting for them to win. again, because of the robes. But Katie, great chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. Continued success, and hopefully we can get you out here in Kentucky doing your thing.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you so much for having me. I chatting with you as well. And definitely any Kentucky promoters, reach out to me at the Katie Arquette. I'm willing to respond and make some traveling.
There you have it, Kentucky promoters. You know what you need to do. You have a great night. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, bye-bye.